Now we're going to look at probability and statistics, and specifically we're going to look at how they apply to us in the media. Okay, so probability and statistics are presented through the media in a variety of contexts. Okay, and we can use this to make predictions. So this is frequently used when advertisers are trying to sell us something or convince us of a certain situation or trying to back up one of their claims with some sort of statistical fact or percentage. Okay. And so for example number one, we're going to look at the poster that's off on the right-hand side here. Okay, and the poster on the right-hand side has two women standing there, and it says in the middle there that 40% of all video gamers in the United States and Canada are female. Okay, whether that's true or not is completely up in the air, but that's what this particular poster is claiming. Okay, so in this instance, it says that there's 635 gamers at WO. Okay, and so we want to know, well, if there's 635 people who claim to be gamers, how many of those are likely to be female based on the information that's given to us in the poster? Okay, if it says that 40% of women of video gamers happen to be female, then there's a pretty good chance that 40% of this 635 gamers at WO will also be female. Okay, so if we want to figure that out, we need to convert first and foremost 40% into a decimal. Okay, so to convert 40% into a decimal, what we need to do is we actually need to divide it by 100. Okay, and if we divide it by 100, 40% becomes 0.4. Okay, and that's going to be really useful to us in just a moment here. Okay, so we know that 40% is equivalent or is the exact same as 0.4. So if we want to figure out 40% of the gamers in WO, what we would do is we take the total number of gamers at WO, which is 635, and we multiply that by the percentage, or sorry, we multiply that by the number of gamers who are likely to be female, which in this case is 0.4. Okay, we always want to convert our percentages into a decimal. So 635 times 0.4 is going to give us exactly 254. Okay, so that means that of the 635 gamers at WO, it's likely that 254 of them happen to be female. Okay. The next question underneath says, how many of these gamers are male? Okay, and so there's actually two ways to do that. We know that if 40% of the gamers are female, that means that the other 60% have to be male. Okay, because what we end up having here is, the total population represents 100% of everybody. 40% of them are female. The other 60% therefore must be male. Okay, and so what we end up having, we could take 60%. We could convert that into a decimal, so divide 60% by 100, and that would give us 0.6. So we could do 635 times 0.6, and that would give us, 635 times 0.6, that would give us 381. Okay, that's one way to do that particular part of the question. There is another way, arguably a simpler way. If we know that 40% of the gamers are female and 40% represents 254 people, and there's a total of 635 people, we could just take the total number of gamers, which is 635, and subtract the number of female gamers, which in this case is 254. Okay, and that will also give us 381. Okay. So that's one way that you can use probability and statistics in media.